Hey, welcome to the final hackathon submission event for the NEARathon that we just had. Each of you worked really hard on your projects, and we're really excited. We brought together a judging panel that I'm personally really excited about. We've got Linda Shea.
Hi.
And then joining us on teleconference is Peter Kieltika. You can just say hi.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Sina Habibian, you can say hi as well.
Hello.
So you submitted videos and demos. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go watch those demos, and then we're going to come back and ask the judges what they think of your projects. Hey guys, the judges just watched your videos, and now they're going to discuss them. So starting with Twitter, Linda, you want to start the discussion for us?
Yeah, I really liked the Twitter clone project. I thought it was pretty built out and looked like a nice interface. I liked how you could edit and delete tweets. So it seemed like something that people would actually use. I think though that it's a bit slow because everything's getting posted to the blockchain. But I thought as far as a hackathon project goes, it was pretty impressive what they built.
Cool. And Peter, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was an excellent project. A good kind of use case. I think a lot of people are interested in decentralized communications, and obviously Twitter being a really hot area for crypto. Why not have our conversation be more decentralized? I think it's impressive what he did in 2 weeks. The UI looked nice. The thing I didn't really understand or get enough details on were the low-level data structures, what's being stored on chain, and even the discussion on in the future progressions and architecture, what would make sense to be on chain, because I don't think all of that data should reside there. And with the consideration as to, the authority as to who's signing the messages, who's signing the content. I guess it's just all being stored in the New York blockchain, but we'd be interested in how they could kind of scale that in the long term. So that would be my feedback to understand that and kind of have a meaningful architecture for that.
Cool. And Sina, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was also impressed by how full-featured it was and how much they've gotten done in the 2 weeks. Like Peter, I was kind of curious about, they mentioned storing the messages on the blockchain, I think, and the images on IPFS. So it would be cool to hear how they thought about that and what is the actual link between these two different data structures. So are they storing, the IPFS hashes inside of the NEAR data structure? And he also kind of showed people being able to edit tweets after the fact. So if you're updating the image or removing it, does that kind of update that record in the NEAR blockchain? And so I was just kind of curious about the interaction between NEAR and IPFS and whether they were running local nodes or interacting with them, through on the cloud. But pretty cool overall.
Cool. Anyone have any other comments they wanted to add? Okay. So we'll move on. The next team that we took a look at was, let me pull up the leaderboard, Zod TV. Just as a reminder, that was video transcoding. So this time we'll start with Sina.
Sweet. Yeah, I liked this demo. I mean, it was. I'm familiar with the Live Peer project, which is also about decentralized video transcoding, and so I do agree that there are gains to be had by decentralizing this process. They kind of demonstrated, generating a shared key and encrypting the data to be transcoded. I had a question around, this back and forth around sharing the key. That seemed to happen on the peer-to-peer layer, so I was kind of curious what exactly is taking place on the blockchain. And they also talked about the monetization, so I was curious if they kind of, it would be cool to kind of play around with those mechanics on the smart contracts as well.
Cool. And Peter, what did you think?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It would be good to know what's new, during the 2 week hackathon. Obviously, they've been around for a while, but regardless, it looks great. I think decentralized transcoding makes a lot of sense, and there's definitely a market with a lot of GPUs out there that can be doing certain valuable work. So I think it's cool. I wasn't clear either what part is fully decentralized. Is it obviously the economics would make sense, the incentive, but how do you prove that certain encodings would occur? How is it verified? things like that. How do you ensure that by dispatching out this work that in fact you're going to get the transcoding that you're looking for and have the assurance, versus someone just like spamming with low coding or low CPU and then not be happy with the result. So yeah, trustless environment. So I'm kind of curious about that. But very, very cool project. I know they have a gaming angle as well with interaction, or it sounds like stream play. So I didn't hear much about that, but that's something else that I'm interested to hear about sometime.
Cool. Yeah. Linda?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's demand for this type of project. Also was unclear what was on the blockchain and what wasn't. And then I think like the monetization piece is really important, so I would like to see them kind of figure out more of the details there. Also, I mean, I know it's like a hackathon project, but if they continue working on it, just improve like the UI UX. I think there's a lot that can be done to make it look a bit nicer. But yeah, I like the project.
Cool. Great. And then we're moving on to the demo, which was Clavo. And remember, that was the one with no sound. That was artists' rights on blockchain. So yeah, Peter, why don't you start it off? And just for the other viewers, one of the challenges of this video was that it was hard to track the mouse, and there was no context of what was actually going on. So that's just so you understand the discussion if that comes up. So yeah, Peter, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. It was very interesting. At first I thought they were building like a content management system or a blogging engine, which is still, it's a content-based system, of course, like posting different images. In terms of like decentralizing physical assets and then kind of recognizing them on chain as a digital good, and then with respect to copyright, what they were trying to do. I just think, how do you bridge those worlds properly? What if someone else takes an image, posts it on chain? I wasn't really, like, because there was no audio, I'm not sure how they kind of bridge those two worlds. Because I think that is the core innovation. That would be the core thing of how to kind of figure that out. If, representing copyright is one thing, but perhaps they want to look at it as more the sale of these goods after all. So that's my feedback. But I think it's interesting. There are a lot of people who are interested in the debate. Tokenizing physical goods, and then of course copyright. Digital copyright is different, of course, but physical copyright on chain, I'd be really curious about how they're approaching to that.
Interesting. And Sina, what did you think?
Yeah, so kind of had the same impression that it was a content management system to start with.
Right.
I noticed the login was with username password, so I'm wondering if they used the Near wallet to do that. Then kind of had some questions around how they actually verified authenticity, like Peter was saying. So are they kind of digitizing the image, like storing, are they getting people to attest to, verify that what they're seeing in the real world is the genuine article. Wasn't actually sure about the mechanics in play.
Right.
And which parts of it were actually tied into the Near blockchain.
Cool. And then finally, Linda, do you have thoughts? Same thoughts.
I thought it was a blogging platform where people focus on like their profile pages and shared their thoughts. It wasn't clear to me, but I could see there being demand for this. It's just really, like he said, it's the mechanics of how do you enforce this. But I liked it as a concept. It was just unclear to me that was the project.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, great. And then finally, we're gonna talk about ASBAN. So that was storage on blockchain. Sort of technically complex. Do you guys remember which project that is? We're here at the end of the videos. Okay, great. And then Linda, you can take us home once again, kicking this one off.
I definitely think there's demand for that type of project. I feel like I just didn't have enough context of what actually was built and what like the mechanics of it, like what's stored on the blockchain. Like it was just, I think I just wanted more demo time on that one.
Right.
But yeah, I agreed that like cost and privacy is a really big issue, and I'd like to see more people work on it. But yeah, didn't feel like I had enough context.
Okay. Excellent. And then Sina?
Yeah, I thought they were pretty articulate about, the trade-offs of centralized versus decentralized storage. And I like this approach of leveraging the existing storage ecosystem, like S3, to actually store the stuff and the blockchain to manage the permissioning. I know they like refer to using a smart contracts for like, coordinating how the shared secret is passed back and forth, but like Linda, I feel like I'll need more time to kind of actually understand what they did there. But it seemed like a pretty cool project.
Cool. And Peter, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's well articulated, but I feel that you could have slowed it down with maybe some like clear examples. I like the way he introduced it. Speaking about the kind of common attack, I had the issue with like storing things on a public blockchain, right? So it's one thing to have peer-to-peer, like encrypted communication between individuals. It's another when you store, encrypted things on a public domain, especially for like future attacks when someone's going to get back and kind of do a replay attack in the past. I wasn't clear how we solve these things. It sounded to me like we storing on-chain like the public keys and like almost like the recipient address, the public key on-chain, and then the data is encrypted on S3. If that's all it is, it doesn't actually. I don't know how it solves the replay attack. So, but it's really cool. I think it's an important project, and yeah, I hope we can work on it because I think it can be used for whether it's file transfer or messaging, chat or order books or whatever you can dream up. I think there's a lot more teams are looking at this. So I'm just curious how he's. I'm sure he has thought about that because he's clearly introduced them with thought. So be curious how he solves for them. So cool.
All right, and then our very last video we'll discuss is Foggin, which was the game that we had built. Okay, so actually, Sina, why don't you kick us off? Sorry.
Yeah, I liked it's like a pretty cool like demonstration of the use case of like the counter and the person with like the top count being able to set the message. I like their vibe that they're like, this is a hackathon project and I'm trying to document what I'm learning and have fun. In terms of the actual like tech that they built, it seems pretty similar to some of the NEAR demos that I've seen. I seemed like relatively like straightforward to build. That said, like pretty cool demonstration of the tech.
Cool. And then Linda, do you want to?
Oh sure. Yeah, similar thing, but I think this is actually pretty fun. Like I would probably play around with it and like have people like just write messages and try to do a bunch of clicks. So it's just like a fun use case. I don't necessarily think it's very as complex as like the Twitter clone or something. So
right.
I thought that they did a pretty good job for a HackOne project though.
Cool. All right, and then finally Peter.
Yeah, I think it was a good time that with just some fun and low effort, it seemed they could kind of get up and going. Like he made a comment that this was pretty easy to kind of like learn NEAR and get the ball rolling, and it was very approachable technology. It's a good sign for a game, of course. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too into that kind of a game. I'm not really clear on the entertainment factor. But again, it's about the playground. It's about like the machinery, and yeah, really cool vibe and attitude I've got too. So definitely happy you participated.
Cool. All right. So if I didn't miss anybody, then now we're gonna go and deliberate on points, and then we'll come back and announce who won. All right. The judges have spoken, and this is the final result. Third place, Asban. Second place, Zod. And first place, Twitter! Congratulations, everybody who participated. Thank you so much. We'll contact you for how we can get prizes. All of your submissions were awesome. These were the people who got the most number of points when we did our judgment. And that's it. Hopefully I'll see you guys in our next hackathon. I'm Peter. That's Linda.
Hi.
That's also Peter. Say hi.
Hey.
That's Sina. Say hi.
Hey.
And these have been our judges. Thank you all judges for coming, and thanks for participating. See you next time.